For our next example, we determine here the domain and the range of this type of function. F of x is equal to 3 over x minus 4. So this type of function, this function here is so f here is a rational function. So for a rational function, to determine the domain, we have to look first for the denominator of the function. In this case, we have x minus 4. So the x minus 4 must not be equal to 0. And for this to be not 0, that means that x cannot be equal to 4. That means this particular function allows all x except 4. So the domain of this function, or we denote that by d sub f, are all x such that x is not equal to 4. F, we need to find the values of y such that there exists a real number x in the domain with the property that the f of x is equal to y. In this case, we will equate f of x is equal to y, or this is just 3 over x minus 4 is equal to y. And then we have to solve for the value of x. Okay, so to solve for x, we multiply both sides by the denominator, which is x minus 4. So we multiply this by x minus 4. After which this can be cancelled. So this becomes 3 equals y times x minus 4. Then we multiply y to x minus 4. This one becomes y times x, or just x times y. Alright, so x times y minus 4y. Okay, then we solve for x. So transpose natin ito. Ayan. This one here sa kabila. That becomes 3 minus 3 plus, okay, 4y is equal to xy. So to solve for x, we divide both sides by y, or just multiply both sides by 1 over y. Alright, so 1 over y. So on the right side, makakancel itong y, kasi y times 1 over y is 1. So you're left with x here. Dito naman sa kabila, multiply natin itong 1 over y to each term. This becomes 3 over y plus 4. Or we can just write this one as x is equal to 4 plus 3 over y, right? And this is valid because the value of y, as we can see, uh, the value of y here is equal to 3 over x minus 4, and this one cannot be 0. So 3 over y here is valid because we don't allow our y to be equal to 0. Alright, so therefore the range of f are all y values such that y is not equal to 0. So ang domain natin is not x is not equal to 4, and then for our range we have y is not equal to 0. If you're going to look at the graph of f, so the function values are these green ones, no? So all values of x has corresponding values of y except for this line here, and that is just x is equal to 4. So this graph here will just approach this line, but it will never touch that. So the terminology for that is asymptote. The same with this the other side. So we don't allow the value to be equal to 4. For y values naman, okay, we don't have y is equal to 0. This line here, yan. So this graph will just continue to approach that line, but it will never touch that. So if you're going to magnify all the point values, it will never touch the y-axis, similar to this side here.